all those other angles.
Operation Paperclip?
He didn't call it paperclip. He said our government brought those. The thing he would always say was,
Yeah, but I think there was several waves. There was
it's like 34,000 of them.
Yeah, there was a lot of fucking Nazi scientists brought over
On
here.
YouTube, it says Operation Paperclip was anywhere from like 1,200 to 1,500 scientists.
Search engine. The total number of admitted congressional hearings in the 1970s.
Operation Paperclip.
Frank Church Committee in the 70s released it. I believe the number's 34,200 and something. Look it up. Just like I told you, they gave people symbols. You pulled it up.
But it is fascinating that they brought those people over here, and that's where the space program came from.
That's why I wore this shirt, not as a sick joke. They already had the CIA that was OSS. Okay.
The CIA is OSS?
That's all on record.
Okay.
I'm glad you questioned me.
No,
hey,
but I don't know what that means.
CIA.
What is OSS again?
Office of Special Plans.
That was before the CIA. And then the CIA came up.
Office of Strategic
Sort
Plans.
of like...
the Office of Strategic Services.
Like what was before the SEALs? What Jesse Ventura was in?
No, the
Frogman.
Jesse Ventura wasn't in that. He was an auxiliary of the Navy. He was never in combat. Anyways, let me expand on that. The OSS,
UDT.
the Office of, what is it? See, my memory fails. The OSS was British intelligence, already the most powerful intelligence agency ever. They set up Proud House in 22 after World War II to anglicize the U.S. with British intelligence. Not a British intelligence takeover, a marriage. This is like on PBS.
Okay.
This is stuff that's true, they admit. So they think only academics are watching it, so they'll tell the truth. The general pop culture is all crap. Meant to be dumbed down, meant to turn you off. But when you go to the real academic stuff, like the old days of Frontline and stuff, like I watched that, didn't know it was true. Later I got the documents, it's all real. That like those shows are like really accurate. Like Bobby Kennedy planned to blow up the embassy in Honduras or stuff like that. What was I getting to?
I don't know.
Nazis.
Well,
Warner von Braun. Isn't it weird that the one man who directed all 6 moon missions was a Nazi? And he was brought in over.
Weird.
Isn't it weird that one
Isn't that crazy?
One guy didn't smoke weed, and one guy's having a problem with his memory. 2 guys did. And
hey, you want to defend Warner von Braun?
Hey, I'm not defending him. In
That's
1935,
fine. I get it. Nazis,
and I've seen documentaries and read about it. He sketched for Hitler this plan to drop atomic bombs that they hadn't developed yet. So when you see Red Skull, Marvel comic, they've got a big bomber to blow up New York.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bomber, it was a space plane. And it was about half the size, but looked just like this. And the Germans, actually, some of their scientists went to the Russians. Remember when the Russians tried to build their space shuttle and it was half the size? Mm-hmm. That was actually the German plan. So you look it up. I'm not kidding.
Because the Russians took a lot of Germans as well, correct?
About a third of them, yeah. So look, the reason I'm wearing this is to explain this is a gateway to all of it. So you have British intelligence that had won World War I, even though Germany had way more advanced technology. They then take over. British intelligence basically merges with the U.S., and then the Germans and others say we've got to go way ahead in technology. It was all theoretical in labs, but they couldn't mass deploy it. They didn't have enough machine shops and systems to build it, and U.S. Special Forces went on suicide missions and blew up the underground mountains.
How about the Nazis were the first to build flying saucers?
All of it.
How crazy is that?
But let me tell you.
That's crazy.
So,
isn't that a coincidence?
So British intelligence
flying
sets
saucers,
up
dude.
The CIA in 47. So now the Nazis are over here and they go, listen, you don't want them running everything. And they go to Eisenhower and they say, we want to launch a off-base breakaway civilization where you compartmentalize things, forget empires, and you have a new ruling class of technological elites. And then the elites are all in charge. The public's watching TV, and we'll give them widgets and foundation series type things to divert them. This is all in the documents. And let them try to run an empire. We'll build a whole new empire. And so Eisenhower gives a speech, he doesn't just say military-industrial complex. He says the technological elite, watch the full 21-minute speech, his farewell address in 62. He says, or 61, he says, you need to watch out about the scientists because he said no to the NASA plan when he found out what it was.
What is it?
It's a breakaway civilization where you don't try to run the whole planet. You siphon off resources and build a whole new advanced system, and then you play everybody off against each other and collapse it. So when I say, what is NASA? If we could take NASA back over, it's bigger than the CIA. It's the real government. The spaceships and the stuff, that's all PR.